Hello and welcome back to Let's Build Brotherhood College. In this episode, there's no real focus. Rather, I'll be building and rebuilding a few things. And the first thing I'm rebuilding is the central corridor, the breezeway that links the B block and C block. Now, originally I built it as a fairly narrow walkway. It's actually much wider in real life, and I didn't realize this until I checked out in real life. Which makes sense as I do work here. It's actually the same width as the main corridor, and for some reason I thought that it was a bit narrower, and it's not. So I had to basically knock down the walls and then put more blocks around and just rebuild the whole thing. So in practice, it's just making the thing like 2 blocks wider. And fortunately, it doesn't really affect the placement of the other items, otherwise it would be a huge pain. So the result is basically a much wider corridor, and it makes sense. I did mention that I was reluctant to put things like lockers and stuff because it doesn't really look right, but now that I have widened the whole thing, it looks actually quite accurate. So there we go. It was a small pain just to get it right, but otherwise, there we go. That's the completed corridor, and the breezeway is just, it feels about right now that we have the width correct. And like I said, it's the same width as the corridor. The next thing I'm going to do is put furniture into room B12. I did express concern that the room was a bit smaller than I thought it would be. I think proportionally the room is actually about right. But I can't fit the tables in. Depending on what day it is, the tables might be laid out a bit differently. We have this team teaching setup where the students are sitting in tables of like 4s or 6s. Otherwise, it's pretty plain, and there's a sink in the back corner actually. So and there's a filing cabinet and a rubbish bin. So it kind of looks like this. It looks about right. I don't think it's quite accurate in terms of the number of tables and where they're placed, but it's close enough. The next thing I'm going to do is the Humanities office. The Humps office is a very small, narrow office. So we've got, I think, 7 teachers in here. So this is roughly what it looks like. So not too complex there. Following that, I'm going to stick the sign up. There's a sign on front of the door saying Humanities office stuck for entering, followed by a T-Rex or something. I actually don't come with that often, so I'm not too sure. On a side note, there is a Humanities storage room right opposite the Humanities office, and that's it. Another thing to keep in mind is if you go out the door opposite the Hum's office and you go outside on the staircase, there is a door here and there is a room inside. I don't know what's in this room. If anyone knows, please tell me. I actually don't know. This is a room. There is a door here. I just don't know what's in it. So, one of the secret rooms in Brotherhood College. So, who knows? I obviously don't know. I'm now going to move on to room B6, and B6 used to be a classroom. This is my favorite classroom because it had a projector, had no curtains, but had a projector. And back when I had my broken ankle, I stayed in this room for most of the month actually, because most of my classes were in this room, and they still were. Now the B6 room has been converted to the Year 7 and 8 coordinators office, and B6 is the current B6 is what the coordinators used to be. A bit confusing, but it makes more sense once I get building there. But if you get that right, if you're in a Brotherhood College right now, it'll make a lot of sense. But basically, B6 and the coordinates office have switched places. So this classroom is now serving as an office. There is also a cutout in the room where it used to be a long time ago a computer pod. It was then converted to a green screen room, and now it's I actually don't know what it is right now, so I have no idea. There's also a cleaner's cabinet over here. Now I don't think the section is this big, but just for the sake of making the things even, I decided to put a few chests where you put quote unquote cleaning supplies. I'm going to also be completing this part of the B block. Now I actually don't know what this really looks like because the map shows a few things, but when I build it on Minecraft, it doesn't look quite right, the right size. And it might be because I have the proportions wrong and this is the small area here. On this side, you have the sick bay and the uniform shop, and I don't know what it looks like on the inside. I have to go and check next time I'm at school. But one of the things that will feature is the uniform cabinet, where the uniform is displayed. And I started to do it this way. I put frames, and then I put various armor inside the frames. And I put a glass in front of it. Now I can't put glass directly in front because the way Minecraft works, the glass will knock the frames off. but I just decided to put glass in front of it. I also put a kind of a mock trophy cabinet, and I also building the small rooms here, which is the attendance office, as well as the used to be attendance office. On this wall, you have the staff photos, and opposite wall next to the general office, you have the top 20 students, and you have these art displays, these ceramics works in the middle of the corridor. You also have this desk in front of the principal's office where the students sit when they're not feeling very, well behaved or something. And that's basically what I've done so far. It's a very long build, but we focused on a few things, just piecing more parts of the school together, and hopefully we start to get more of a school appearance. The big corridor still needs a lot of work to be done. I do have to detonate a mountain to build the rest of the school, but it's looking okay. At least the outside's okay. The inside still needs a bit of work, and a lot of nuances in the build design which have to be figured out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.